Okay, so I like to speak about this amazing point, which is called ZS-YNSA point. This point is actually was named by Dr. Toshikatsu Yamamoto over the practitioner and physician who discovered this point by the name of Dorothea Zaisus.
Portanto, nós vamos hoje estar a falar sobre ponto que se chama ZS, que foi então desenvolvido por Yamamoto e dos seus alunos, esta médica Dorothea Zaisus, peço desculpa, não falo alemão.
And recently I've been following a bit more of her work. A lot of her work is in German, so I've managed to actually use, with the help of Google Translate, managed to translate some of her papers. And I'll present you one of the papers here, how this point that was first discovered actually for treating hormonal disorders was actually very, very found to be useful for treating Parkinson patients.
E o David, através da ajuda do Google Translate, por causa da língua alemã, tem seguido o trabalho desta colega, que abordaram o estudo para este ponto para tratar problemas de desequilíbrios hormonais, mas acabaram por constatar que também teria efeito positivo a nível do tratamento de Parkinson.
Okay, so if I go back just to the history of the first paper I encountered that she wrote about the ZS point, was a study that she done in a clinic on 271 females who were suffering from different types of hormonal imbalance. This paper was published in 2007, I think, if I'm correct.
Portanto, o primeiro estudo que o David leu-se escrito por esta médica, terá sido aproximadamente em 2007. Estudo que esta médica fez no hospital, onde aplicou este ponto em essencialmente 271 pacientes do sexo feminino com diversos desequilíbrios hormonais.
So just to make it in short, what she done there in the study, she found an area in the area of the anterior frontal area of the temporal area, very, very sensitive. And in females with different types of hormonal disorders, it was mainly ages running from 18 to about 65, if I remember correctly. And she categorized them in 4 different groups: the older woman with heat flashes, and then the other 3 categories were due to menopause, or not menopause, menstruation disorders, due to the Western terminology.
Os pacientes do sexo feminino tinham então entre 18 e 55 anos e foram divididos em 4 categorias que oscilavam desde afrontamentos até problemas menstruais.
Okay, and then in the paper she wrote that these women were needled twice to once a week and put in a quiet room where the ZS point was needled on bilaterally. And all of these females, about 99% of them, in about a period of 3 months to about 6 months, had improvement in the symptoms.
E este ponto que fica então na zona temporal foram utilizados durante 3 a 6 meses, com uma frequência entre 1 a 2 vezes por semana, e neste período apresentaram melhorias.
So I started using this point as well in my clinic, and I saw amazing effects, mainly in women with menopause disorders. It could be not only symptoms of menopause due to heat flashes, it could be sleeping disorders, irritation, mood swings, vaginal dryness, all these symptoms that can occur in menopause. And these patients, after about 4 sessions, so we're looking at about 1 month, were speaking about improvement in the symptoms.
E o David começou a utilizar este ponto na sua prática clínica em pacientes, quer todos relacionados com problemas de menopausa, quer com distúrbios do sono, oscilações de humor, secura vaginal e irritabilidade, e aproximadamente com tratamentos com a duração de 1 mês começou a verificar algumas melhorias.
Okay, but then I think about 3 years ago, I only knew about this point using it for hormonal disorders. And about 3 years ago, in one of my seminars in France, I bumped into actually a neurologist who came to learn from my seminar. And when I spoke about the point, he actually said to me, there's another article that was actually published in 2016, how the effects of this point has an effect on Parkinson patients. And this is what I'm going to speak about today.
E há cerca de 3 anos, num dos seminários que deu em França, falou com um neurologista que mencionou que tinha lido um artigo de 2016 sobre a utilização deste ponto em problemas de Parkinson, e será sobre esse tema que nós iremos falar hoje.
So just to begin, I just want to show you a patient of mine that I've treated only with these points. First of all, who has Parkinson, he's 83 years old. I was contacted to come and treat him due to all the freezing symptoms, the agitation due to the Parkinson, the walking disorders and the balance. So they asked me to come and treat him at home. And this is for about 6-7 months ago, I started treating him. He responds amazingly to acupuncture in general. But in one of the sessions, I had an honor of actually, gave me an opportunity to video him. And one of the reasons was to video him. He said he wants more people to see these amazing effects of these points. Now, I must say, not everyone responds in this manner of this patient, but I have found with the majority of patients that I treat, in a period of a couple of weeks, they have inclining. The symptoms improve amazing. So we'll start with that video. Pedro?
Nós vamos começar por ver um vídeo de um paciente de 83 anos que era seguido pelo David com problemas de coordenação, equilíbrio, agitação, diagnosticado com Parkinson, e o paciente concordou numa das sessões começar a gravar por vídeo, porque queria demonstrar o próprio paciente os resultados fantásticos com outras pessoas, sendo que salientar que nem todos os pacientes apresentam tão bons resultados, mas na sua grande maioria, após algumas semanas, a maioria dos pacientes apresenta bons resultados com esta abordagem.
Oops, I'll just jump back. Okay, so this is
after we located the front hairline and the mid-sagittal line.
Sorry, wrong video.
Ainda não seria este o vídeo, o David vai corrigir.
So again, let me, share my screen. I need my desktop. Let me just upload it quickly.
David já vai fazer o upload. Temos que
1 minute, sorry. Now, can you see it?
Only the folder again, sorry.
Now?
Now it's okay.
Okay. So you can see about the patient. So as you can see, this is before needle Nazeres. So you can see classical Parkinson walk, tilted forward, no movement of the hands.
Conseguimos observar um paciente com a locomoção própria de um paciente com Parkinson, sem haver a oscilação dos braços e a deslocar-se quase aos saltinhos.
And this is about half a minute after needle in ZS, bilateral, with the new information we'll get today.
pouco depois, após a aplicação das agulhas,
Okay, you can see free movement of the legs, also his hands. He's swinging his hands even a bit more.
vemos
Feels a
que
lot
os
more
braços
confidence on his
já,
feet.
já estão a acompanhar o movimento e têm já um passo muito mais seguro e coordenado.
Okay, so that's the amazing effect on that patient. So back to the PowerPoint. You can see the PowerPoint, right?
Yes, no problem.
Okay. So coming back, I always like to start with the spoiler. So the spoiler is actually, first of all, showing the location of the points, and then we'll go a bit speak more about the point.
O David gosta sempre de estragar o enredo, contando o final da história, e o final da história será a localização do ponto, e de seguida então iremos abordar um pouquinho sobre a terapêutica.
Okay, so these points are actually not too difficult to locate. And also to know if you located in the correct point, when palpating these points, at the same time, you can palpate an area of the diagnosis in the area of the neck, which is around about stomach 12 acupuncture point.
E não são pontos difíceis de serem localizados e estão relacionados então com tal método diagnóstico de Yamamoto, fazendo a pressão no ponto 12 do estômago, na base do pescoço.
Okay, so first thing I want to do is draw out this hairline of my friend here, Avi, who's my business partner. So
primeiro vai começar a delinear a linha capilar do Avi, o colega do David.
Okay, so that's my anterior hairline.
E será então a linha capilar anterior.
And then we have, which is called the coronal line or the apex line.
Depois então a linha apex.
Okay, and then I have a mid-forehead line. Okay, the mid-forehead line runs, if you look at the temporalis muscle here, okay, and you go to the most anterior part of the temporalis muscle, that's approximately where the mid-forehead line is going to run from that line, from the most anterior part of the temporalis muscle, down to due 17. So due 17 is about there.
E se nós então observarmos como referências anatómicas o ponto mais avançado do músculo temporal, traçando uma linha até ao Tumai 17, temos aí a nossa linha intermédia.
Okay, and then what happens? In the anterior aspect, okay, which is called the yin, this is called more the yin aspect of the point. And then we have the yang aspect.
Segundo a metodologia de Yamamoto, a parte frontal tem a designação de yin e a parte posterior a designação de yang.
And when coming to speak of yin and yang, you'll see there's a difference also in these points, why each point is used. And it's got to do something with a bit of theory of yin and yang.
E ao abordarmos a localização dos pontos yin e yang, vamos a perceber que há diferenças na sua função e terá a ver exatamente com a teoria de yin e yang que mais à frente vamos abordar.
Okay, if you have from this most anterior part of the temporalis muscle, you go about a centimeter below, okay, it'll be about here.
Então,
and then you start going off your finger backwards, posterior to that line, till you found a hole, a big divot. Okay, there's a big divot here. It's about 1.5 centimeters into the hairline. That's going to be the location of the ZS yin aspect.
Então, se partindo de tal ponto mais anterior do músculo temporal, se descermos ao longo da linha capilar sensivelmente 1 centímetro e depois avançarmos para dentro sensivelmente 1,5 centímetro, e este 1,5 centímetro é relativo, aquilo que nós devemos procurar será uma depressão. Nessa mesma depressão localiza-se o ponto ZS.
Okay, so if you go, like I said, 1 centimeter below that line on the anterior hairline, and then you go about 1.5 centimeters into the hairline. So this is 1.5
centímetro abaixo
into the hairline.
E 1,5 centímetro para dentro.
Just 1 minute.
Só um momento, o David teve de se ausentar. E será então a localização do ponto IN-ZS.
Now coming to the location of the yang aspect, okay? The yang aspect, if we take, now if you feel on your mastoid bone, okay? If you feel your mastoid bone, from the mastoid, you're gonna go up just behind the ear here, okay? You have a big divot. It's like behind the ear, okay? From that divot, you go 1.5 centimeters to 2 centimeters in a 45-degree angle up, okay? And when you found the first notch you jump into, that is going to be the ZS yang aspect.
Okay, então, partindo do bordo do osso mastoideu, em direção ao ápice da orelha, se deslocarmos sensivelmente entre 1,5 cm a 2 cm num ângulo 45 graus obliquamente para cima, encontramos então novamente uma depressão, que será então o ponto Yang ZS.
Okay, that's one way to locate. To make it more easy to locate, what you're going to do, if you have your ear, okay, and you divide the ear into thirds. You have thirds, you divide the ear into thirds from the lobe up to the apex, and you go to the lower border of the upper third. Pedro?
Yes, portanto, I thought you were going to continue. Portanto, isto será uma das formas de localizar o ponto Yang. A outra forma será, então, dividir a orelha em 3 terços e partindo do terço superior. Yes, please.
Okay, and then you go posteriorly, okay? You imagine you go posteriorly to the gallbladder channel. You're going posterior, you're sitting right now on the mastoid suture. Okay.
E se formos então para dentro em direção à sutura localizando então ao longo do canal da vesícula biliar.
Okay, and from that mastoid suture area, you take an imaginary direct 90-degree angle up, okay, till you hit that mid-forehead line.
E então, a partir dessa sutura do mastoideu, fazemos uma linha para cima até a tal linha intermédia.
Okay, and then if you can see here, you can see the ZS point on the yang aspect is located in between that notch that's just above the mastoid area and that meeting point of the mid-forehead line and that same line of that point line that I just draw out here of the gallbladder channel.
Então reparamos que o ponto ZS do lado de Yang está a meia distância entre tal bordo da orelha e esse ponto de cruzamento com a linha que sobe e a linha intermédia. Portanto, fazendo essas duas referências, conseguimos localizar o ponto com bastante precisão e aquilo que o David está a salientar passa por causa dos cabelos, a zona Yang é mais difícil de localizar. Yes, David.
Okay, and also here it's in a ditch, in a notch. Okay, there's 2 notches here on the yin aspect and the yang aspect.
E portanto devemos sempre procurar depressões.
And when you have a disorder, these notches will be very, very sensitive.
E sempre que houver distúrbios, perturbações a nível da saúde, estes pontos estão sensíveis à pressão.
And you'll also feel little granules or like a puffy feel in there. That means that you've located the area of the point. But at the same time, you're going to palpate stomach 12. And when you feel that the patient feels that there's less tension, you feel there's less tension in the muscle there and less sensitivity, that means you've located the point. So you're going to palpate stomach 12 and at the same time, press down on those areas of the points.
Então, poderá o ponto estar sensível, mas também da nossa parte também há uma grande probabilidade de sentirmos pequenos grânulos na palpação deste ponto, como se tivesse meio esponjoso e podemos também confirmar, fazendo então a palpação do estômago 12, que deverá estar com menos tonos, devemos sentir também alterações a esse nível.
Okay. Now, show you by the bone structure.
Observando através da estrutura óssea.
Okay, so here, what is important here? When you come into Zin, why do we have that big notch on the ZS on the yin aspect? Okay, we have actually a junction here of 3 sutures. And that's why the junction of 3 sutures is going to cause like a deep hole in the temporal region, and it'll be very, very sensitive. It's like the most deepest point in the temporal region.
Então, e porque é que encontramos a tal depressão na face in? Porque o ponto ZS vai estar na junção de 3 suturas e isto provoca a tal depressão que nós conseguimos sentir à palpação.
Okay, so what you have here, the coronal suture.
Temos então a sutura coronária.
Okay, I will draw it out so it'll be easier. So we have the coronal suture.
O David está a sublinhar para ser mais fácil a visualização.
Then we have here the meeting point of the frontal zygomatic suture.
Pois então a sutura do zigomático.
And the squamous suture, which is all this.
E finalmente a outra sutura que vai estar a descrever todo aquele arco.
Okay, so as you can see, you have that junction of those points, and that's where the ZS point is located on the yin aspect.
E novamente para reforçar que estará então na junção destas 3 suturas, razão pela qual a depressão que é sentida à palpação.
Okay, if we go to the yang aspect, you have the Sakwamosa suture, okay? Remember when I spoke about dividing the ear, go to the posterior, an area here approximately on the gallbladder channel and go directly straight up. This is that mid-forehead line. Here's that notch. That notch is about here. So you can see it's in the midway.
E o David está
temporal region as well, of the temporal muscle.
Está então novamente a fazer a descrição que fez há pouco com a fotografia do Avi sobre a localização no aspecto yang e como conseguem facilmente ver pela imagem todas as referências anatómicas e o cruzamento dessas referências.
Okay, so it's the midway between that and that. It'll be approximately here.
Portanto, a meia distância entre aquelas 2 referências.
Okay. So that's the location. I know I'm going long with the location, but if you're familiar with the YNSA method, okay, if you're familiar with the YNSA method and you know the epsilon points, so as you can see here on the yin aspect, it's in the junction between the lung, stomach, pericard, and small intestine points.
E, portanto,
and the same is going to be, okay. You can continue, Pedro.
Então, se estiverem familiarizados com a antologia de Yamamoto, vão reparar que o ponto ZS vai estar na junção daqueles pontos que foram descritos, o pulmão, o pericárdio, o estômago e o intestino delgado, e a mesma situação irá acontecer na sua face yang.
If you go to the yang aspect, epsilon points, you'll see that's also the cross of the lung, pericard, stomach, and small intestine.
Vai então haver exatamente o mesmo cruzamento que acontece na face yin, numa lógica de espelho. Portanto, a imagem refletida em espelho.
Okay. So here, we have the video of the location.
Agora vamos ver o vídeo com a localização.
Okay, this is the yin and yang. Can you hear the video,
yes.
Pedro? Okay.
So next we will show you the location of the ZS point, also the yin ZS point, and now also the yang ZS point.
So I'm going to every time stop so you can translate, Pedro.
Portanto, vamos observar a localização do ponto ZS, quer na face yin, quer na face yang.
Okay, but what I want to show you here, actually, it's a good angle. If you go up on the mastoid bone, here there's a notch. Okay, about here there's a notch. And if you can see, it's the midway, nearly between those notches. Here, it should be slightly more lower. He drew it in the wrong area. It should be right down here. on the
E cabe
yang.
também a salientar que este é um bom ângulo para observarmos então aqui o rebordo do osso zigomático, a tal referência do terço superior da orelha e os tais ângulos para conseguirmos localizar corretamente o ponto.
Starting with the yin ZS point, we want to cross two lines. The line that runs between stomach and lung, here in the
He's speaking about the
line,
epsilon points.
and
Agora está a falar sobre os
the
pontos
line
Y,
that
o pulmão e o
runs
estômago.
from pericardium.
But the same idea, if you have the mid-forehead line, you go about a centimeter down, and then about a centimeter half into the hairline, you found the location of the yin.
Mas a mesma situação do tal 1 centímetro para baixo e 1,5 centímetro para trás, na zona capilares. Oops.
Next, we will show you the location of the ZS, the yin ZS point, and now also the yang ZS point. Starting with the yin ZS point, we want to cross two lines. The line that runs between stomach and lung, here in the green line, and the line that runs from pericardium to small intestine. Okay, so in the junction or in the meeting of these two lines, in the deepest area in this temporal region, there you will find the ZS yin point. Okay, so we're crossing the line and holding the point. From pericardium. Okay, so we're crossing the line and holding the point.
Okay, so let's just watch where the videos are located. The
Yeah, I
same
think
on
it's
the yang.
better.
Now moving to the ZS on the yang point, on the yang area. Exactly the same. We are crossing two lines. Here we do it again in green. One between lung and stomach, and the other one between pericardium and small intestine. And again, in the junction of these two lines, we can find the ZS of the yang area. Okay, just here, mark in black.
Okay, so coming into what Dorothea Zeiss discovered with these points. So to make it more, how does these points work? Okay.
Então, vamos então abordar o que é que foi descoberto por esta médica, a doutora Zeiss Suze, portanto, de onde o nome ZS, desculpa, yes.
Okay, so these points have some kind, if you translate them, one of them has more of a yang effect, or actually the way it has a yang effect. So yang, if you have a yang effect, you're more suppressing the yin. And one of them has more of a yin effect, and it's going to be more suppressing, kind of suppressing the yang in some manners.
Portanto, terá efeito mais yang, de alguma forma vai estar a suprimir o yin, e o outro o oposto.
Okay, so if we go back to the first research that I spoke about that she done, the first study that she done, one of her conclusions of the first study that she done, that actually the point on the yin aspect actually has some influence on the pituitary gland, okay? And then it has an effect on the hormonal system.
Portanto, o primeiro artigo que lançado em 2016 lançou a hipótese de o ponto yin agir mais sobre a pituitária e, portanto, mais sobre uma ação hormonal.
So she done a study to start seeing how it affects the female, and she done a biochemistry on the patients, and she actually saw that the point on the yin aspect has an effect on the estrogen in a female. It raises the levels of estrogen in a female patient.
E observou então que a ação sobre este ponto consegue elevar o nível de estrogênio nas mulheres.
Okay, so we can understand that is why also the reason that actually balanced out or helped assist in treating the females with menopause syndrome. Because the estrogen levels are high, and now you rise in the estrogen levels. In about 2 to 3 days, she started seeing the rising of the estrogen levels. and then the symptoms of sleeping disorders, the dryness, the mood swings, the heat flashes started declining.
E seria essa então uma hipótese pela qual se conseguiria observar melhorias nas queixas de menopausa neste tipo de pacientes, por se conseguir equilibrar os níveis de estrogênio que, por causa novamente da menopausa, estariam baixos.
And then coming into it, if you think about it, raising estrogen is some theory of its kind of affecting the yin aspects more and raising yin.
E de alguma forma a possibilidade de conseguir elevar os níveis de estrogénios, de acordo com a teoria de Yin Yang, pode ser visto como conseguimos aumentar o Yin.
Okay, so in some manners, a kind of also, if you think now, if we go to the dopamine, okay, we will speak about it later. If you think after, men also have dopamine, but one thing, estrogen levels rise, then it actually after intercourse or orgasm, the dopamine levels drop. Okay, that is one of the reasons why after sexual intercourse, males do not want to have go on again. They feel that they've done.
E pela relação que existe também sobre a baixa da dopamina, e está a levantar a questão de, após uma relação sexual, haver a tendência por haver esta baixa da dopamina, haver um período de sonolência no homem, de não querer manter uma atividade.
Can also needling like on a man will also have effect in raising estrogen levels. So it might have other effects on the hormonal system of men as well.
E a possibilidade de subir os níveis de estrogénios também irá ter consequências a nível da saúde do homem.
Can then come in also, and she also realized that it actually affects prolactin in some levels. Okay, prolactin is more of a yin aspect of also the hormonal system.
E também descobriu que também a ação sobre este ponto consegue agir sobre os níveis da prolactina, que também podem ser observados como um certo aspecto de yin na saúde humana.
So sorry, I got mixed up. Not estrogen, prolactin. Sorry, okay? It has an effect on estrogen, but it also affects prolactin. It raises prolactin levels, kind of. That's why it suppresses dopamine.
Could you please repeat again? So
I meant sure that it has more effect on the prolactin levels, estrogen and prolactin, but that's why also in intercourse after an orgasm, it's more higher levels of prolactin and then lower levels of dopamine. I meant.
E portanto o David está a pedir desculpa por esta correção, que consegue então ter uma ação sobre o aumento de prolactina e consequentemente sobre a baixa da dopamina.
And then she started researching the location of the yang aspect of the ZS point on the yang aspect, with saying that ZS on the yang aspect is going to have more of a yang influence on the patient. So if you want to drop prolactin, which is more yin, look for the location of the yang. So you have to, the antagonist for prolactin is dopamine.
Ok, já percebi. Portanto, enquanto que, segundo o raciocínio desta médica e a pesquisa que desenvolveu abordou exatamente isso, de tudo o que esteja na face yin vai estar a conseguir aumentar quer a prolactina, quer o estrogênio. Se agirmos sobre a face yang, vamos então conseguir aumentar todos os aspectos hormonais que tenham um caráter mais relacionado com o yang, nomeadamente a dopamina. Então, agindo sobre o yang, ponto ZS na yang, consegue aumentar estes níveis.
And then she also doing again biochemistry. She actually spoke about when you needle in the point on the yang aspect, it actually can substitute the drug Bromocriptor. It lowers prolactin levels.
E agindo sobre o aspecto yang do ponto ZS, conseguimos então ter um efeito similar ao do medicamento de bromocriptina, que consegue então fazer esta ação a nível de efeito hormonal.
And bromocriptor is actually, first of all, it's given to patients that have high levels of prolactin, when they want to lower their prolactin levels in order for them to get pregnant and to bring children.
E este medicamento, a bromocriptina, é dado então para pacientes que tenham níveis elevados de prolactina em casos de que pretendam engravidar.
Now, also, bromocriptor is one of the oldest drugs used for Parkinson's disease. Why? Because it has dopamine in it.
E é também este medicamento dos mais antigos medicamentos utilizados para agir sobre o Parkinson, exatamente pela relação com a dopamina.
So when you want to, so basically, this point can substitute patient. You have patients in Parkinson that don't respond well to the drugs. So by needling this point, you can actually have some effect on the dopamine levels and have a dopagenic effect on the patient. So it has a positive effect on Parkinson patients. And this was her conclusion, to start trying to use this point on Parkinson patients, and with great success.
Há pacientes que não reagem bem a este medicamento, sendo que nesses mesmos pacientes ainda mais motivos teremos para agir sobre o ponto ZS na face Yang, para então conseguirmos de alguma forma conseguir ter uma ação sobre os níveis de dopamina.
Now, one of the things, so you can see that afterwards that led to just doing another research on 16 Parkinson patients and needed in the point on the Yang aspect. But what it also started showing that patients that sometimes started showing symptoms of overdose of dopamine. So it could be hallucination suddenly because they had overdose of dopamine because of only using the Yang aspect.
E estudo de 2018 começou a reparar que, um estudo feito apenas com 60 pacientes com Parkinson, observou que eles, com a ação neste ponto apenas na sua face Yang, poderiam começar a apresentar sinais de overdose de dopamina, nomeadamente, por exemplo, com possíveis alucinações.
And this is the reason why in Parkinson patients, so you won't have that upload of too much dopamine overdose, you also need to lead it with the yin, because the yin point also kind of balances out the dopamine. Okay, so you're playing off that balance, and this is why you needle the points bilaterally. When you're speaking of only hormonal disorders, with estrogen problems, you're only going to use yin, but when you're working with Parkinson patients, you're going to have to use both yin and yang aspect.
E então, por este mesmo motivo, pacientes que tenham Parkinson, faz todo sentido utilizar o ponto ZS na face Yin e na face Yang para ver este controle hormonal e não haver este tal excesso de dopamina. Em pacientes onde apenas o problema será um problema de desequilíbrio hormonal, já poderá então fazer sentido utilizar-se apenas a face Yin para se poder fazer esse mesmo controle.
So her conclusion is that that point on the Yang aspect has an influence on the substance nigra region and the effects of dopamine in the substance nigra region.
E levantou então a hipótese de ação sobre o ponto Yang-ZS, consegue agir sobre a substância negra, ou seja, sobre a segregação de dopamina.
Okay, and on the yin aspect has an effect on the region of the pituitary gland. The pituitary gland location is approximately here in the brain, okay? And this is the area of the substance nigra region.
E o ponto IN consegue então agir sobre a glândula pituitária e, consequentemente, sobre as hormonas que são aqui segregadas.
Okay, if we have DO20, DO17 about here, and we kind of draw that mid-forehead line towards DO20, okay, sorry that I'm a bit skewed. I'm actually going to be crossing these points.
E fazendo então a tal linha que cruza a linha frontal.
they're about a centimeter below the mid-forehead line. Sorry, they higher up. Okay, so you can see, but they're in the same angle, about a 15-degree angle back.
Se fizermos então tal cruzamento da linha que, anterior média e o Tomai 17, observamos que são duas zonas que passam um pouco acima destas glândulas.
Okay, now if we go to Chinese medicine theory, and we go to also Chinese, the development of the scalp acupuncture theory. The understanding the first years of scalp acupuncture was that if you want to affect a certain area of the brain, you just got to needle that area on the scalp that matches or matches to that area. Okay, and by needling it, that's how you're going to affect that area of the brain.
E observando a teoria de medicina chinesa e o desenvolvimento da cranioacupuntura, onde são utilizados pontos que consigam agir sobre a área do cérebro que conseguirá produzir o efeito, conseguimos estabelecer aqui uma certa relação.
So what you can see here, I try to draw out the ear, okay, and you can see approximately the areas that we needle in, okay. In the area of the yang aspect, we actually needle in the area that matches, okay? If I would peel away my brain and peel away my skull, I'll get right to the area of the substantia nigra on the yang aspect. And if I would peel away, again, the area of the scalp and the brain on the yin aspect, I will be reaching the pituitary gland. So by needling that, I have some effect on these glands.
E, portanto, está a lançar exatamente essa hipótese de se nós fizéssemos uma confrontação entre a localização dos pontos e a localização interna destas glândulas, há uma certa aproximação que poderá explicar o seu efeito.
Okay, so that is the theory behind these ZS points. Same theory as when we started learning Chinese scalp acupuncture. We just needle on the scalp the area that matches the neuroanatomy of that function in that area. That's why you have the homunculus in the Jiao style. In Zhu style, you have a combination between the homunculus and also Chinese medicine theory. And also in Yamamoto, you have a mixture of these matching the area, the neuroanatomy, but also you have the theory of Chinese and Japanese acupuncture in that method.
E tal como na cranioacupuntura chinesa, onde há uma certa sobreposição entre aquela figura do homúnculo e a neuroanatomia, Yamamoto também teve essa mesma influência no desenvolvimento dos pontos e, novamente, será então a hipótese, o raciocínio teórico que esteve por trás.
Well, so thank you very much for listening. I hope you found this useful, and I hope you can use these points already tomorrow in your clinic. Thank you very much for coming.
E o David está a agradecer a vossa presença e espera que consigam poder colocar em prática estes pontos já amanhã nas clínicas.
You can follow me before we go to questions. I'm just going to stop the recording in a minute. But you can follow me on my website, where we'll be giving personal seminars. If you want to learn more about the YNSA method, hopefully next November we'll be in Portugal. If you to come and give the seminar, so you're more than welcome. If you're Portuguese speaking, you can have it translated into Portuguese. In February, I'll be in Poland, and etc. So you can follow on our website where we located.
E se pretenderem continuar a seguir o trabalho do David, tem o site colocado no PowerPoint. Se a pandemia permitir, nós vamos apontar para que o próximo seminário em Portugal seja essencialmente em novembro de 2022, deste ano. Futuramente iremos confirmar estas datas e vamos então passar para as perguntas e respostas. David, you want the questions